Hi, my friend Calvin here. Today I'd like to talk about 10 ways to make $1,000 a day. I think most people are interested in hearing. If you are not, you are an interesting person. Before we start, please smash the like button below and destroy the subscribe button if you haven't. Otherwise, this video will pause here. I was just kidding. Let's continue. Here's a US house income graph. Most people fall in here on left-hand side. If you want to move to the rightmost one, which is the top 10%, you have to make at least $1,000 a day during work days. There are about 260 work days a year. If you make $1,000 a day, that will be $260,000 a year. Your family will definitely fall in the top 10%. Making $1,000 a day is not a small achievement, as you can see from this graph. If you are able to make $1,000 a day, not $200, the quality of your life, at least the material quality of your life, will be improved dramatically. You might be able to pay all of your credit card debts right away. You can probably own your dream car, or you can buy a home in a big city like Toronto, or you can switch from your teeny apartment to a wonderful brand new house. Your kids can go to their dream private schools. Your family can go to Hawaii or Bora Bora for vacation. You can even own a large land where you can build whatever you like. Imagine that. This video might not be for most people, but this might be for you. Think about that. All right. That's enough of that. Now, my 10 ways to make $1,000 a day are not quick ways. Instead, they are a mindset, which is a foundation for you to find your own ways to make that much money. Not quick ways to make money that you probably have seen somewhere some stock traders or some Amazon sellers are talking about. To be honest, based on my personal experience, no one would teach you how to earn quick cash. If I found a way to make $1,000 a day, why would I tell you on YouTube for free, right? That said, I'm not in a position to teach you or anyone personal finance. I'm only sharing my thoughts on personal finance. If you have learned something, great. If not, what are you going to lose? This personal finance mindset that I'm going to share with you, if you listen carefully, digest, and push yourself a little bit, you can make a considerable progress towards the goal of making $1,000 a day. Maybe you can surpass that goal in the long term. One of the reasons I'm going to share this with you is because personal finance is something very important for you and your family, but you can't learn from school. Even if you go to a business school, the school doesn't teach you, at least now. Schools train you to become an excellent employee, not employer, who owns everything of the company where you work. I know it sounds a little bit hatred, but it's true. Your parents and grandparents probably teach you about personal finance. They probably tell you how important it is to have personal savings, not only for retirement, but also for emergencies. Most people who are struggling financially are so, usually because of lack of this personal finance mindset. Most financially successful families who are wealthy are good at managing their wealth and teaching these skills to their kids. By contrast, those who are struggling financially, aka poor, are not very good at managing their money. They even avoid talking about money. Many of them say or act as if they don't care about money. That's probably because money-related topics make them feel bad about themselves. This capitalist world is designed to suck out our savings, drain our cash, and to exhaust our future earnings. I'm not an antisocial or anti-society person, but that's what it is. Look at all the ads you see. Think about how they create fashion that you pursue, like Coach bag, Tesla Model X, Chanel No. 5. They are designed to make you want to pay, even at that, if you can't afford right away. The other side of the coin is that because of this profit-driven way this society operates, it flourishes. At least compared with old Soviet-style communist world, where no single person owns any assets. Everything belongs to governments, even including your wife. Oh, no, that's not true. Your wife still belongs to you, even in a communist world. Of course, we have certain percentage of non-profit activities as a society, but most of the human activities in a capitalist world is profit-driven. I'm not saying it's good or bad, I'm just saying that's how it is. Since we are living in a profit-driven world, and we can hardly change the environment, we should adapt to it. We are biologically designed to learn and adapt to our environment. In this case, it will be financial. We just need to learn to manage personal finance, which no school teaches you. Sometimes I wonder if schools were designed in such a way to avoid teaching personal finance or doing so actively. I know it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but I'm just wondering. You might have heard about your friend or your relative or someone on news is struggling financially. Or maybe you yourself are struggling financially. Especially in the US, if a member of a family needs a long-term care and medical assistance and the family doesn't have a health insurance, it will be a disaster for the family and they will struggle for decades financially. And even their children and grandchildren probably would suffer from the repercussions. In Canada, with the nationwide free medical service, things are better. But still, having a healthy, strong personal finance mindset can help you enjoy your life better, as I mentioned before. Now, let's go to the mindset. First, don't only stick to income from your work. Instead, see your work as a source of income and try to create more sources of income. This is important. Your saving is like a water reservoir where one or many rivers are flowing into. These rivers are your income sources. If you have only one source of income, your reservoir water level is likely low, unless the source is huge. If you have more than one source of income and each of them are considerably large, the water level of your reservoir would rise and would be high. Of course, if you don't have any income flowing into your reservoir would become drought quickly. Second, constantly calculate your income. If you are actively and constantly aware of the amount of money you make every day, the amount of money you save every day, you'll quickly realize that getting rich and live a life with zero financial burden is not very far. It's a matter of time and your financial productivity. By doing this, you can easily tell what should be done and what should be avoided from a personal finance perspective. For example, you can quickly tell if going to business school or a medical school is a good investment. I used to think a lot about going to business school, but now I tend to think that going to business school is probably not worth my time and money, especially when I take into account the opportunity cost. Again, this is a mindset. Third, think twice before spending any money and go absolutely against compulsive spending, which many young people do. Outflow from your money reservoir has to be controlled strictly in order to increase the money level. Outflow from your reservoir is inflow to others' reservoir. Without this control, you can't get out of financial difficulties. Don't follow your friends who like to buy luxuries and fashion a lot. Instead, make friends with people who like to make money and talk about money. You can learn some useful skills from them. If you're spending a whole lot of money on milk tea and Starbucks, I'd like to suggest you stop doing that. Instead, you can buy a big bag of English breakfast tea or a big bag of coffee beans and make drinks for yourself. It's a lot cheaper. I think more than 50 cents of every dollar you pay to Starbucks and other luxury drinks are used to pay their employees, their rents, their executives, their cups and these which are disposable and environmentally unfriendly. and probably only a few cents are used to pay for the actual liquid drink. I understand if you drink Starbucks occasionally with your friends or your boss or your potential boss and don't want to show them that you are not willing to pay even $3 for the time with them. I support doing that too. But I'm against the habit that you drink a cup of Starbucks every morning and a cup of milk tea every afternoon, especially when you are relaxing at home for a whole day. If you are relaxing at home for a whole day, chances are that you are not making any money. Unless you have a considerable amount of passive income that are flowing into your bank account every hour, even when you are asleep. So the question is that why should we spend $10 to $20 on luxury drinks or food when you are not making any money, right? I think this is one of the essential part of the personal finance that I'm talking about. Number 4, don't feel that talking about money would make you sound cheap, sound materialistic. I think a lot of people will feel that way and avoid talking about money. I think instead, talking about money is indicating that you are a responsible person, at least financially. I've seen a lot of people avoid talking about money, which remind them of their financial pain. I understand that. I understand that talking about money may hurt you. It hurted me at the beginning too. But I think actively taking steps to solve financial difficulties is better than possibly waiting for something magical would happen and save you from these difficulties. Avoiding problems wouldn't make them disappear. Number 5, avoid paying for more than you need. Recently, a friend told me that he is thinking to buy a 3-acre house because he loves land where his future kids can play soccer and other sports. I said to him, I am happy for him that he can afford such a wonderful home, but I don't know if that's a good investment, especially if this purchase would maximum out their credit limit. Buying that extra land is not necessarily a good investment, unless he's sure that the land price will rise significantly in the next few decades after inflation is subtracted. Otherwise, his wealth would just sit there in the form of land, which is not used efficiently and increase in financial value. I told him that he should buy a standard 3 to 4 bedroom, 1,500 square feet detached house with modest backyard where his future kids can play. If his kids wants to play soccer, they can go to a private or public arena or stadium where they can meet with new friends. He himself doesn't have to own a stadium to let his kids play soccer. Number 6, enjoy earning money and saving money. This is a habit that will make you to continue to earn money and save money for a long time. If you feel that not spending money on the luxuries that you like in order to save money is difficult and a torture, then you can't save a lot of money and will be financially weak, always. Mentally too. Instead, you can tell yourself that, wow, I just dodged a bullet and saved my money for future essential use. And think about the times when you wished you had enough money to pay your rent, your car, or probably your parents' medical bills. And remind yourself that there will be hard times like those in the past when you really need a lot of money. If I spend my money on these unnecessary, non-essential stuffs, I will have a hard time going through my future difficult times. The other one is to enjoy earning money. I think it's important to tell yourself that you did well when you earn some money. Whether it's from Uber Drive, Amazon Sell, your YouTube AdSense, or from helping a warehouse for their seasonal needs, or just from stock trading. This way, you would continue to encourage yourself and continue to do things that will bring you money, which, when accumulated to a certain level, can free you from your financial burden and even from your work that you don't like to do. Number 7, measure your time with money. Personal finance is a lot about time value of your money and money value of your time. If you constantly calculate your everyday incomes and expenses, you'll quickly realize how valuable your personal time is. You would less likely to waste your time on video gaming, Netflix, TV, or other financially non-productive things. You would more likely to spend your time on learning, earning, and saving. One of them is watching videos like this, which is very helpful. You would spend time on thinking about creation of your next source of income instead of on thinking about which luxury watch or handbag you want to buy. This not only helps you earn money, but also help you save money by saving the time that you probably would spend on buying unnecessary items and services. Don't get me wrong, I'm not totally against spending. I support investment of your time and money into things that will bring real values to you. Whether it will make your relationship stable, make your family happy, or help you learn new skills that you can use to earn more wealth, accumulation of which will grow your self-confidence. But I'm against the waste of your time and money on things that will make you less happy in the long term. Even you probably feel great in short term. One of them is to allow yourself to spend your whole weekends and holidays on watching Netflix and TV series, and days of meaningless partying, telling yourself that you have worked 5 days this week and you deserve this. I just don't think that I myself need an entire week to rest and get myself ready for the next week. I think I would need only 30 to 1 hour lying in my bed or jogging outside, and I would be ready for the next week. Don't waste your time, which is your money in the form of time. Don't waste your money, which is your time in the form of money. Let's move on to the next one. Number 8, constantly check your spendings. Sometimes you'll be surprised to learn that how much your phone plan and internet actually cost you. You're probably thinking that you're spending only $50 a month on your phone plan. But if you don't check for a very long time and keep using your limited data, you probably easily go above your limit and waste a fortune on it. Another example is credit card. It's good to own credit cards and use them because that way you're building your credit history. If your credit history is good, you can easily borrow from your bank when you can't afford with your cash and really need money, such as getting a mortgage when you purchase a home. But constantly check your credit card spendings and pay off your debts as early as possible. This way you would save a lot of money on interest payments and avoid getting trapped in debts forever. Sometimes you'll be surprised to learn about some charges that you never thought you were paying. It can be a fraud or a hidden fee of a service that you received. There was a time when I checked one of my credit cards' payment history and discovered payments of a few dollars every month for many years. And I was furious. I immediately called my credit card company and brought my money back. It was several $100s. Number 9, spend little money on alcohol or smoke. Alcohol and smoke, whether it's cigarette or weed, damage your brain structure. They might give you short-term happiness by letting you avoid thinking about things that would hurt you. But in long term, they damage you physically and mentally. Look at this graph of brain damage from alcohol. It also damages your liver, which is where it's decomposed. Look at this graph of brain damage from nicotine. This is dramatic. Cannabis is the same. It ruins your brain physically, especially developing brains. Look at this cannabis user brain activity image versus that of non-user. These things not only damage your brain and body, they can be a source of your bad temper, which would in turn ruin your relationships. Your parents, your children, your lover, your entire family would suffer. Moreover, you would waste a whole lot of money on these things. In Canada, Trudeau government legalized marijuana, and this is the single big thing that I disagree with him. I agree with most of his policies except for this one, which really shocked me. Now it has been legalized, but that doesn't mean it doesn't cause any damage to us. Politicians have their reasons to make their decisions, but we ordinary people don't have to follow them. Number 10, be generous to your friends, colleagues, and family. It's a healthy habit to buy drinks, to pay for lunch, to buy gifts for your friends and colleagues occasionally at reasonable price. This would help you build often long-lasting relationships with them. This would not only make you feel great about yourself, but also often bring you luck and fortune that you oftentimes don't expect by building good reputation. I know I am against unnecessary spendings, but I think these are necessary, not only for your career, but also for your life. There are a lot more than these 10 ways to build a healthy, strong personal finance mindset, which is a prerequisite for you to earn $1,000 or more a day. I'll continue to talk about personal finance in this channel, and if you felt like what I talked in this video today is interesting and helpful, subscribe to my channel and click the like button below. Your support motivates me to create more high quality videos. Thank you very much. As always, see you next time.